Hello learners and bloggers, welcome to bloggertutor.com. Today in this video we are going to explore Spectra blocks. Now Spectra block has released its Spectra 2.0 like 2 or 3 months earlier, I think in January. And the best part is like they had this plugin way back like 1 year ago and the name was Ultimate Add-on for Gutenberg. But then they released the Spectra 2.0 and I knew there's something more coming to it. And then finally they revealed that they're going to come up with a theme called Spectra 1. And that is the reason we're exploring this today. So what is Spectra 1? Spectra 1 is a theme with the capability of full site editing, means it's a block-based theme. Now there are other block-based themes which are like Cadence, if you may have heard about it, in Blockc. Astra also supports block editor now. So when you see the definition of block theme now, it's a little bit confusing. Like if Spectra 1 is a block-based theme, it supports full site editing, then what Cadence is, because Cadence doesn't support the full site editing now. It's a different demonstration for a different video, but if for this video we are going to explore Spectra blocks, each and every blocks. Like they have 33 blocks and we are going to go through all those 33 blocks. We'll see how much controls we have and what are the possibilities with those blocks. Okay, so let's move to my screen and I will show you everything from A to Z about those blocks and how you can customize those blocks. Okay, so here in this page, the page named all Spectra blocks, I have actually added all the blocks they have from section, advanced images, buttons, info box. Then there is one more block called call to action block, then quote block, which have this retweet button or tweet button, and then you have timeline block, progress bar, counter, and then this is called accordion or FAQ block, then form, then you have this map block, then you have how to schema block, list item block, which is most like icon list, where you can list your items with icons. Then you have gallery with different design, different patterns and different effects. Then you have this notice block, Lottie files, which are like, I love them, they are really fast, they have good animations. Then you have another button with two text, which is a primary text and another text. Kind of cool, but I think maybe it's not necessarily required. Then they have a model trigger which triggers a model pop-up. So this is a button which triggers a model pop-up. And there are limitations. I will talk about it on the later section of the video. Then there is post grid and post slide or carousel, you can say. This is the carousel version and this is the grid version. Okay, then you have post timeline, again a block that rarely people will use. I don't think they will use it. Then there is another price list block, again a block that can be on templates instead of block list. I will talk about it later as well. Spectra Gutenberg block. This is actually a review block with the title Spectra Gutenberg block, and this is good. I mean, this is good for bloggers who provide reviews of products, services. So you can have a block where you can put all the images and features and you can do a review. Okay, then you have slide blocks, which is a slider. You can put background image, text and button. Okay, then you have social share icons, and I really love this feature because if you have a block of social share icons, you don't need to install a plugin for that. Okay, so you can put it anywhere inside your WordPress theme or inside your WordPress pages. Okay, then you have star blocks, I mean rating blocks. So this is a rating block. Then you have table of content, then you have this tabs. So these are also good as design elements. And then you have taxonomy kind of stuff where you can have taxonomy grid, I guess. Then you have author block. Yeah, so this is author block, and then you have this testimonial block. So let's explore all 33 blocks of Spectra, and I will go I won't go very thoroughly, because if I will have to go with each and every setting, it will take like 2 to 3 hours. But yeah, let me just talk about main things about these properties and controls, and then you will understand how it is and you can install it on your WordPress and try it out. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed is like you can't increase or decrease the columns directly. You just have to duplicate this. Okay, so if you duplicate it, it will increase the number of blocks. If you delete it, it will increase the number of columns. Okay, so yeah, now what else I noticed is like they have preset, that's good, and they have all the properties of flex, the max width and on the inner content typing. You can change the background, you can add on the conditions. That is the most the best thing I have seen. Like you have 3 to 4 condition, you can make it visible on certain condition and hide on certain conditions. That's good to have. Then you have responsive condition, like you want to hide it on desktop or mobile or tablets, because in designing we have some elements especially designed for desktop and some are not for desktop. Now you have then this heading block, and the thing I love about the heading block is that it doesn't only have heading, it has subtext and it has divider. So what you can do is like, you see I have a subheading inside. This is only a single block, so 1 2 3, these 3 elements are inside a single block, which is heading block. And I can lay out it differently. Like if I want to have my heading on the top, I can have heading on the top, then a divider, a different kind of divider of course, and then we'll have a subheading. So this is really cool. I mean, so in current design trends, in most of the cases we have a subtext above the heading. Then if you want to keep a divider, you can have it on, it's called separator. If you don't want, you can just remove it, you will have like this. So yeah, this is kind of cool, I like it. And then you have this image block. So image block is really good. You have this feature, let me show you. It's called blob, if you know about it. So in mask you have you can mask it like circle, and you can wait, where it's gone. Basically, yeah, we can do stuff. Let's make it none. I don't know why that happened, but yeah, you can do you can blob, you can create blobs with the images, you can create mask with circle or diamond, you can crop images like that. So basically these are shapes and they crop your images. Then you have style, where you can change the border style, border width, border radius of this image. So like, let's say if I want to increase the border radius, I can just go ahead and add. So you see my border radius of the image is increasing a little bit. Now let's make it 0, that is under quote. Okay. Now then they have this buttons. Now the thing about button is they have plenty of presets. Like, yeah, this is how most of the buttons looks. Either they are square, or there is a little bit round in the corners, or full rounded, or a little bit rounded with icons, and then you have bordered buttons. So yeah, but the presets are good. Then you have controls over the background. You can put the background to be gradient. And then you have advanced, where again the same thing comes. Like if you select the button parent, you will have the same things like display condition, etc. Then when you come below, this is info box. Again, info box is good. You have a lot of elements inside info box. You have icon, you have a subtext, then divider, then main title and main description and button. So of course you can hide any of them, enable any of them. So yeah, this is also good. I love there are a lot of presets available here. So let's see if I select this preset. And the good thing about preset is it doesn't change your content, it just applies the styles. So if you want to have this, you can have this, and change it whatever you want to, and it won't override the content inside the box. Then you have this pre-built call to action. I won't say it's very innovative, because you can just create it with a row and a column with 2 buttons and your headings and subheadings. So yeah, let's just move on with this. I don't really like this. You can use it if you want. Otherwise, they just have provided it in a template kits. I mean, they can create it with raw layout and button and provide in template kits. The user can import it. There is no need to create it as a block. I don't think there is. Then there is Blockquote, which is really good, because we have this tweet button, and it's good to have on the website. Maybe user want to tweet your quotes which you're putting in your blog or in some reviews, and that's good to have. You can add your image and your name. So basically it's improved version of WordPress Blockquotes. Then you have timeline, and this is good feature. I hope this should come in Cadence as well, because we really miss this. Sometime client needs to have a timeline feature where they can put the updates about their product if they have product website, or updates about their blog post, or I don't know if they want to have some kind of timeline, or maybe steps of some things, like they will first talk about client, then their need, and then provide the service. So this can be useful in many of ways. So yeah, we have control over dates, times, pattern. So there are a lot of controls over here as well. You can change how the content is aligned, how the orientation it is, how the orientation is. So this is one more orientation. You can have Then you can have the alignment of the text as well. So yeah, it's a good block, and there is not much control on the icon side of this, and but yeah, you have pretty good control like for the basic timeline feature. Okay, then you have this counter block, which is again a good block. I really appreciate it, and I want it to be in Cadence blocks, because Cadence have a counter kind of stuff, but they don't have like these, the circle which fills up the counter bar, which gets completed like a progress bar, and the number only is there available in the Cadence. So in Cadence you only have this feature. Okay, you don't have this circle and bar feature. So yeah, that's also a good one to have, and it also have this feature to add icons, to add subtext inside this block. Then you have this countdown timer block, which you have a lot of presets you can choose from, and then select a date and it will start counting. So mostly it is used in the sale website and e-commerce website to show that there are sales going on, and this after this much time it will end. So it's a good block to have. Not really useful for a blogging website, but yeah, good for good for e-commerce website, because Astra is a good e-commerce theme. You can use it with Astra, and yep, that's good to have. Then you have FAQ schema block, or you can say it's a Accordion block with the support of schema. So you can turn off schema or on schema if you want it. Okay, so yeah, you have multiple layouts. Let me show you how many layouts you have. When I select the parent block, you have this 4 type of layout. So if I select this one, it will switch to this kind of pattern, but yeah, I like this one as a showcase, so I will go ahead with this one. Then we have form block. It's good. I have seen like, yeah, I was creating a lot of fields here, but yeah, this is a good block. I can create multiple fields over here. So when I click on this button, yeah, you have the text area checkbox, and yeah, hidden field if I want to have email, name, phone number. Okay, so yeah, there are plenty of blocks or maybe form field available here. Like in most of 90% cases, you won't need a form plugin if you have Spectra, because you see you have date picker, you have accept condition, toggle button, almost everything that you want in a form. Not very dynamic or conditional, but yeah, you have it. And then you have this form block. Then you have this map block, which is very basic. I mean, you just need to put your address, the API key. Even you can't put your API key, or the API key is provided by Brainstormforce, which is the parent company of Spectra block, the same company which builds Astra theme. You just have to adjust the height and zoom level of the map. You don't have much controls on this. Then again you have this how to block. How to is a good block, but if you use rank math plugin, you have how to and FAQ block inside them. So yeah, not very innovative kind. Then you have icon list. Again, a good block, because in most of the content design stream, people love this kind of blocks where they can list out their services which they're providing, which they are not providing. So like check mark on the fields they're providing and cross on the field they are not providing. So a good block to have. You can select the parent icon, like a icon for every list item, or you can just choose a different icon for a particular individual icon list. Okay, so that's also available. Okay, then we have this gallery block, where you can actually design your gallery in multiple ways. So let me show you what are the presets that we have. So we have grid, masonry, carousel, and tile. So grid is like a grid, of course, and you have this kind of option available here. Then you have masonry style, which is again a grid, but with the different sizes and etc. So currently I chose it to be carousel. Then there is effect. So if I choose the style, I guess you will have the on hover effect. So enable hover zoom. Then you have this enable blur overlay. So basically when you click on this, the image will be blurred. Yeah, you see, that looks cool. I mean, it's a cool effect to have. Then you have box shadow, then caption. So the caption style is like when I'm doing overlay, the caption visible on over. Okay, so you can put a caption on the image, and whenever someone hovers on the image, it's visible. So yeah, that's good. That's good features to have. And in a gallery, yeah, that's more than enough. Then you have notice block, which is again it should be in template, not in block. You just create it with row layout and put it over here. Row layout, sorry, this in a container block. So you can create this in a container block and put in templates, and user can import that. That's how it should have been. But yeah, they have this in as a block. That's cool. I don't have mind, because yeah, I know in future it's going to be vanished. I'm very sure about it. Then there is a Lottie block, which puts just your Lottie file URL or a file, and you can animate it. You have controls on like looping it, or maybe you want to reverse loop it. You can slow down the speed of animation. Okay. Then you have another button, the with 2 button layout, which is with 2 button text basically, and an icon. You can disable any of this and enable any of this. You have patterns, presets, which they call, and you can choose it from there. Then you have model trigger, which is good. I really like this one, because you can have something like check price, and you can pop this up and like that. And it's good. It's a good block to have. Again, you don't need to have a pop-up plugin just to have a single model. So yeah, I love this one. Then you have again post block or post grid carousel, whatever you want to call it. It's called post carousel. Then you have post grid. In post carousel, you can actually query your posts with, filter it with categories or whatever you want it to be. Like if you want to have a carousel of a particular category, you can have it. Or you want it to be like all categories, but sort by the latest updates, you can do it. Then you have gallery with the same, with the grid with the same controls. You have alignment setting the post, and if you want it to be categories, or if you want to sort it by date when you're random. So yeah, that's post grid block. Then you have post timeline block. I'm not sure how important this is, because you can create a timeline block. Already you have a timeline block, and people are not going to use timeline block for posts very much, I don't think. Then you have again a price list block, a use list block. Trust me, you don't need to have this block in your block library. Just have it on templates, and if user want to have this layout, they can import it, because you can create this same layout with the container blocks and sections, images and headings. So yeah, not really impressive. Then you have the Spectra review block, which is good, which I really love, because in most of the cases when we are doing reviews, we have to put a conclusion, and to put conclusion we should have a overall layout by which we can just modify it and put our opinion over there. Then you have the slider block. Slider block is good, because it's not best, because inside Cadence blocks, the slider block have more capabilities. Like you can add anything inside slider block. Here you can just add slides. You can just add slides title, description, and a read more button. You can't add anything else. Like if you want to have a counter block inside your slider, you can't have in Spectra, but in Cadence blocks you can have. So I will prepare a detailed comparison video of Spectra versus raw layout. Why then I'm saying raw layout every time. I will have a detailed video of Spectra versus Cadence, but for now let's move ahead. It's a good slider block, but not very impressive. Now again, the good one came, which is social share, and inside Cadence it doesn't have this block. They have a separate plugin for it, which I don't really love, because adding plugin is like sacrificing your speed or response time. They just add more databases and requests to the website front end. Okay, so having it as a block, I really love this, and it's intuitive. We should have it. I think Cadence team, if you're watching this, make sure it is available. I know I just have thousands of subscribers and no one is watching me. Trust me. Then this is a rating block, which is good. I mean, you can have some text, and then you can have a rating. So like if you want to say like I want to rate Spectra 4.5 out of 5, you can have it, and then rate it like 4.5. I can have it 4.5, yeah, 4.6, 4.5. You see the star rating also filled with the same quantity which I am mentioning. Yeah. Then you have this table of content, good to have in blogging website as well as business website with blog post, because almost all business websites have blog post now. So yeah, a good block to have. You can customize which heading to include and which to not. You can add a scroll to top button, which is really good. Like if you have this table of content on the top and you scroll at the bottom, now you want to choose another heading, you can just click on that and it will scroll to the top. So a good thing to have. If you have a theme which have this scroll to top feature, then I'm not sure if this is really going to be helpful, but if it's not, then it's really helpful. And then you have this a tab block which have a lot of presets available here, and they all looks good. Yeah, I just choose this one. So you can have text, you can have counters, you can have images, you can have anything inside. It's like a canvas for your WordPress, whichever you can insert on the WordPress editor, you can insert inside this tab. Okay, then you have this taxonomy block. I don't know why this is taxonomy list. It puts actually as a grid. Then you have this author box, or maybe team block. You can create a block of teams. Like if you have 4 people working in your company, you can put in a grid like this. You can put image, the name, designation, and this. And I don't think it's quite impressive, because I can create it with simple container with a section, and I can put image with a circular mask, then have heading, then have a paragraph, and then have a social icons from WordPress itself. So yeah, that's kind of good, but not very useful. Then you have testimonial blocks, which is good, which have a lot of controls over here. You can enable, disable images. You can enable, disable almost everything. Okay, so like if you want to have wait a second, you can't disable everything, but yeah, you can disable enable images and I think company name. So that's it for Spectra blocks in this video. Probably this is the best free blocks available there, along with Cadence blocks as well. Cadence blocks also offer the free version, but yeah, this is the best free blocks available there, and the theme is coming, which is Spectra 1, and I'm really waiting to explore it, because this is like WordPress is heading to a different era, and they are going it with different features. Like I'm not very big fan of full site editing, because I have used Cadence theme and with Cadence blocks, and with all the hooks and element feature, you can create anything. Okay, so that's it for now. Let's see you guys in the next video, which will be most probably Cadence blocks versus Spectra blocks, or maybe Cadence blocks overview. But yeah, let's end this video, and make sure you subscribe this channel, hit the like button if this video is little helpful for you. I'm gonna create some additional videos on Cadence blocks, because that's kind of my expertise. I have worked on Cadence blocks a lot, and I know each and every thing which is possible via Cadence blocks. So I will create a video of in-depth tutorial of Cadence blocks, where I will explain single blocks and what are the possibilities with those blocks. Okay, so yeah, see you soon.